Welcome to our exploration of ancient myths and their interconnected narratives. Today, we'll delve into the intriguing identity of the serpent from the biblical Garden of Eden, weaving together threads from the Abrahamic traditions and Mesopotamian mythology. We'll uncover how various pieces of ancient literature help us pinpoint what influenced the serpent's identity in the Eden narrative. In the book of Genesis chapter 3, we are introduced to a mysterious character known as the serpent, or in Hebrew, Nachash. This being isn't just any serpent. It speaks and engages with Eve, enticing her and Adam to defy God by eating the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This act leads to what is known as the fall of man, a pivotal moment in Abrahamic traditions. But who or what exactly is this serpent? Skeptics and scholars alike have questioned whether this character was correctly interpreted as a literal talking snake or perhaps symbolized someone with serpentine qualities. The Hebrew root of the word nachash, meaning serpent, is also the root for words like copper, brass, or bronze. While these words have distinct meanings, the connection becomes apparent when considering the symbolic representation of serpents in the ancient world. Serpents were often associated with divinity, wisdom, and the idea of enlightenment. They were seen as beings that shine or gleam. In Hebrew, Nachash can also be interpreted as the shining one, or the one who shines. This suggests that the serpent in Eden could have been perceived not just as a snake but as an impressive, perhaps even angelic, shining being with serpentine features. Furthermore, the consonants in Nachash form the root of a word for deception. This means the serpent can also be understood as a deceiver or diviner. In fact, even in modern Hebrew, Nachash is still used to describe someone who is deceitful. This multifaceted word paints the serpent as a complex character, both illuminating and deceptive. To gain deeper insight, we turn to Mesopotamian mythology. Some scholars propose that the Mesopotamian counterparts to the biblical serpent are gods like Enki or Enlil. Others draw parallels with Abrahamic figures such as Satan or Lucifer. But perhaps a more compelling connection lies within one of the oldest known pieces of literature, the Babylonian myth called Adapa and the Food of Life. In this myth, Adapa is the son of Ea, the god of Eridu. Ea is often described as a god of creation, and Eridu is typically equated to the biblical Eden. Adapa parallels Adam as the first man and caretaker of this paradise. The narrative describes the interactions between Ea, paralleling God, and Adapa, paralleling Adam, with the introduction of another character, Anu, the sky god, who engages in deceptive acts. In the story, Adapa breaks the wing of the south wind, preventing it from blowing. Anu summons Adapa to answer for his actions. Before Adapa goes, Ea warns him not to eat or drink anything offered to him, for it would be the food of death. However, when Adapa meets Anu, he is offered the food and water of life, which he refuses based on Ea's advice. This narrative mirrors Genesis with only a few details differing from one another. In Genesis, God forbids eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, while the serpent encourages it. If they eat, God says they will die that day. In the Adapa myth, Ea discourages Adapa from accepting Anu's offering of food, claiming that if he eats, he will surely die. Anu plays a role similar to the serpent, enticing Adapa to eat against his god's will. Our journey doesn't end there. In the ancient Sumerian poem Gilgamesh and the Hulupu tree, we find another intriguing parallel. To pure Inanna's holy garden I bring thee. The goddess tended the tree with her hand, at her foot she let it stand. 5 years, 10 years had passed. The tree grew big, she dared not cut it down. At its roots, the snake who knows no charm. This excerpt mentions a sacred tree in the garden of the gods, tended by Inanna, the Lady of Heaven. At the roots of this tree dwells a snake, a serpent that knows no charm. Nearby resides Lilith, another figure with ties to the Abrahamic traditions. The presence of the serpent, the sacred tree, and these female figures echoes the Eden narrative, suggesting shared motifs across cultures. Similarly, in Hesiod's Theogony, a Greek epic poem, we encounter yet another resemblance in Night Bear, and the Hesperides who guard the rich golden apples in the trees bearing fruit beyond glorious ocean. Also she bare the destinies and ruthless avenging fates, Clotho and Lachesis and Atropos, who give men at their birth both evil and good to have. And Ceto was joined in love to Phorcys and bare her youngest, the awful snake who guards the apples all of gold in the secret places of the dark earth at its great bounds. Here we find a serpent guarding a tree that bears golden apples, located in a secret place known only to the gods, a place where men receive both good and evil. The parallels to the Garden of Eden are striking, reinforcing the recurring theme of a serpent associated with a sacred tree and profound knowledge or destiny. By examining these ancient texts, we begin to see how the identity of the serpent in the Eden narrative may be a conflation of various mythological characters. The serpent embodies attributes from the Akkadian sky god, Anu, the deceptive yet illuminating aspects of Nashash, and the serpents guarding sacred trees in both Sumerian and Greek myths. The strongest evidence comes from the myth of Adapa, where Ea plays the role analogous to God, and Anu mirrors the serpent, attempting to persuade Adapa to eat. Additionally, variations of the old Egyptian chronicle identify the sky god as the Agathodemon, often depicted as a serpent. By synthesizing these narratives from the Hebrew scriptures, Mesopotamian myths, and other ancient literature, we gain a deeper understanding of the serpent's character and origin. It appears as a composite figure representing themes of wisdom, deception, immortality, and the complex relationship between humanity and the divine. The serpent in the Garden of Eden is more than just a talking snake. It is a symbol rich with layers of meaning drawn from a tapestry of ancient cultures. By exploring these interconnected myths, we uncover a shared human fascination with the divine, the pursuit of knowledge, and the consequences of our choices. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and myth. If you found this exploration enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into ancient narratives and their enduring impact on our world.